Hello and welcome back to Champions and Beyond. Good evening, good morning, good day, whatever time it is you manage to get to see this. It's been brought to my attention that FFG have brought out some news in the last couple of days. Some news, a teaser trailer for Wave 8 of Marvel Champions. Now, if you haven't seen the video, I did grab a screen recording and I will play that first of all. So here we go. Okay, so that is what we have been spoiled with. That is what they have given out as a teaser. So some quick thoughts and opinions maybe. Now, I've had this conversation, I don't know, for the last 6 months or so about where we might go, knowing that it was going to be a third mutant box. They did reveal that not at Gen Con last year, but the year before Mutant Genesis came out, that they wanted to do a trilogy of X-Men or X-Men adjacent. So we knew that. This shouldn't come as a surprise then. We have had some cards in the recent waves showing or previewing that potentially, X-Force was coming in Wave 1, and then one of Cable's cards, I think it was, also referenced X-Factor allies. It was one of the allies, and I can't remember which one off the top of my head it was. So potentially, could we be receiving X-Factor as this third part of the trilogy? So we've had X-Men, we've had X-Force, X-Factor, maybe the way that they choose to go. Now, there's been a couple of things pointed out to me, a couple of things that I've noticed. We can only presume at this point. We've always tried to make predictions based on what they've done in previous cycles. So potentially, I think it looks pretty obvious that it will be maybe Age of Apocalypse. You're looking maybe Apocalypse being the big bad at the end, and possibly the four scenarios going up being the Four Horsemen. However they choose to do that. Now, I've seen somebody saying that they'd like to be able to take a hero that they've got, and basically the scenario will treat that hero as one of the horsemen. And I think that's a really clever idea. Whether or not they go that way, who knows? They might go for the likes of Storm and Wolverine and the actual lineup of horsemen as they were, which could also be interesting. Who knows on that one? But I think that's safe to say, based on that is what we were based on the video, that is what we should be expecting in terms of a set of villains, a set of scenarios. Now, if they go X-Factor, Iceman and Beast were both in the trailer video. However, so was Gambit and Rogue. So That might not mean anything, but they are quite solid choices. Um, I don't see this being an extended wave, so chances are we'll get 4 hero packs. Maybe we'll get a villain pack. They tend to be every other cycle, near enough. Um, so maybe there'll be a scenario pack in there. And scenario packs are always weird and wonderful and loosely based on the cycle. So who knows? We could get something really fun if they decide to do a scenario pack within the wave. It was pointed out that they'd like to go, which was something that I'd never noticed, but um, it has been the case. For each big box, they go for a male and a female hero. Now, they've kept, I kind of went quickly through all the cycles, and I think pretty much every cycle has been an equal amount of male and female, apart from the very first Avengers cycle, which had 3 females in the end and 6 males, wasn't it? No, four females and 7 males, because you had Miss Marvel, Captain America, Thor, Black Widow, but then you had Hulk and Doctor Strange, so you had 2 males together. Plus, it was 3-2 in the big box. So, apart from that wave, we've always had an equal amount of male and female heroes. And I did have a quick look. I'm not massively knowledged on the X Force or on the X Factor, on really a lot of the X Men, to be fair, apart from sort of the main team. So, what females could we expect? Now, in a recent thread, I did say Polaris is a possibility. We have seen her as an ally. There's every possibility that it could be Polaris. Emma Frost was also, from my brief research, part of the X Factor. Weirdly, I wonder if they would do it. No guarantee. But they did Nebula, which had been a previous villain and a minion in the Mad Titans wave, which was the end of the last trilogy. So could they go for Mystique, who was also part of the X Factor? Now, I would love to see a Mystique hero pack. I've said that for a while. I'd love to see her as a full-on scenario as well, not just the modular set. So that could be a really interesting shout. Now, there was one other female that I thought really could stand out. Oh, Dazzler. Dazzler was the other one that was listed. So who knows? That was Dazzler and Emma Frost were ones that were mentioned to me as being possibilities. And again, this was just a chat on the Discord, kind of spitballing about what we could expect. So potentially we might get 3 of those 4, 1 in the big box and 2 as hero packs. And I think they could be quite an interesting pool of characters to get. Now, as far as the males go, our ally of Multiple Man, I believe, is X Factor traded already. So Multiple Man, I think, is a possibility. Could be quite an interesting character to do a game mechanic around. As I said in the video, Beast and Iceman were both mentioned, although I know everyone wants Nightcrawler. I couldn't find him listed, at least where I looked, as part of the X Factor. So let me know in the comments below, because I don't fully know every member that was or has ever been affiliated to. There was also others listed that we've already received hero packs for, so Quicksilver. We've already got, I doubt we'll see anything that changes Quicksilver. Cyclops and Jean Grey were both part of it as well. Again, they're part of the X-Men, so I don't see us having anything that might change it apart from some form of honorary X Factor. The only team that hasn't had an honorary card, or a card that makes you that that designation, is Champions. We've had it for everything else now, because we have had one with the X Force. And Warren Worthington the Third is the other one that I noticed that's already in the game. Obviously, Angel and Archangel, and obviously Archangel was one of the horsemen of the apocalypse. So really interesting. I would love to hear what you've got to say about it, what you're thinking. Who knows? A lot of this is based on what they've done previously, and they haven't been afraid to put egg on our faces when we've tried to make predictions like this. Deadpool, based on all their other release models, we expected Deadpool to be leadership, because there was not a leadership pre-built deck in the 4 hero packs that were released as part of the wave we're currently on. And obviously most of us won't have Deadpool or X-23 yet, but the fact that he came with a brand new aspect completely changed, any sort of predictions that any of us had. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Just trying to bring out a little bit of the spoiler news, and help us look forward to what's still to come within this game. Until next time, happy gaming.